G'day guys, and welcome to the Fractured Shards launch. Today we're going to be talking about Fractured Shards, everything that Dan has created out of his crazy mind. We'll be going through the Kickstarter launch. We've got Stephen here, who has also done all the writing on the series, taken all of Dan's ideas and has put them into beautiful words.
Made them good.
So what we're going to do is we're going to launch the Kickstarter live on air now. And then we'll chuck the link in the comments. After that, we'll play the video, and then we can get going for the launch. So are we ready, guys? Am I going to hit that magic button?
Go for it. Go for it.
Prepare to launch. We've been approved.
Boom. Let's go. Let's tick this little button. I've read all the details. Launch now. Where's our little... Usually we get little... Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, guys, so the launch is live. I will stick this in the chat as we speak. We will quickly watch the Kickstarter video, and we will be right back.
My name is Detective Sebastian Vitro of the District Major Crimes Unit, and I see things.
Where are we going?
Horrible things.
You'll see.
When a moment in time fractures, a shard can avenge a life.
Sebastian.
Yeah.
Well,
That's so awesome, that one.
I will never get sick of watching that video. I absolutely love that video.
I'm glad that was my ideas, and my brother put it all together, and he's monumentally talented when it comes to that kind of stuff. I was so impressed, and it all started from your idea, Stephen, and then I was like, ooh, and then can I do something? And I was like, can I do something? And so it took about 2 evenings because he has to work. And we got it all done, and yeah, very excited. And also, I forgot something that I was supposed to put on the end of that, but I got scolded this morning by Sean.
I wasn't going to say that. I wasn't going to say that live, but yes, we will fix up the Kickstarter video shortly. But in the meantime, we've got the trailer up on the Kickstarter page. So let's start off by just saying hello to everyone that's watching. I think at the moment we've got about 100 people watching live. So thank you very much. Just put in the chat. We will be looking at the chat throughout the show. So if you've got any questions about the series or questions for Dan, pop it in the chat, and we will try to get through as many as possible. But the one thing I love about doing these type of things is that we're able to reach so many people around the world. So just looking in the chat, we've got people from Brazil, people from Mexico, people from the UK, people in Australia, people in Indonesia. So yeah, so how about that? That is pretty amazing. So what we've done
I love Darren Humphrey's comments. Disgusting. I cannot purchase this.
That's what Darren does.
Yes, it is. There's a lot of smut going on in this mind of mine.
Well, that's the funny thing. I was like, oh, Dan, how do we market this, mate? Like we've had a couple of conversations around it's definitely for mature audiences. Would you say that's 100% correct, Dan?
Yep. Well, I mean, my response to that was, well, the majority of people who follow me watch Spartacus, and if you can't get any more graphic than that, so if people are a bit like ooh about this, I'm like, well, okay.
Yeah, we have our first backer. We have our first backer already. So,
congratulations! Thank you.
Thank you. Do we want to give a shout out to the person that?
Everybody that backs during this live stream, let's give them a big thank you. And yes, a seahorse drawing. I forgot about that.
So I'm not going to pronounce this name correctly, but Kim. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the last name. But Kim, thank you very much. You were the very first backer.
Thank you so much, Kim. We love you.
So we super appreciate that. I was going to say, guys, we have the Kickstarter live. I have jumped put the link in the comments. If you can't find it in the comments, it's also on Dan's page. If you're watching on Instagram, it's in his link tree, as well as if you're watching on the live stream, we will add it in a couple of times in the comments as well. Can I also say Moira and Darren have also backed in the time that I've said all that. So thank you very much to those guys as well. So so Stephen, did you want to start off? You said that you
let's start looking at all the pictures in the campaign, because there's a couple of really, really cool stories I'm going to tell as we've been actually writing this. So let's pop the campaign out, because I know Shaun's been teasing little bits of images, but you can actually finally see the full 7-8 pages now. So I've been really excited to talk about. We're up to 6. Thank you so much, everybody. This is so exciting.
You guys are awesome.
We will run back through the other backers while we go through the page.
So this is the cover, as you can think, and it's modeled off Dan. If you guys haven't picked it already, that's Dan there. What we'll do is there's such a couple of photos that we shared earlier.
I'm doing my Agron pose.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm doing my Agron pose. If you watch Spartacus, I'm always standing like that. So I was doing my Agron pose.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you what. I am on this stream. I will run away at some stage, and I will grab my Agron shield that I've got, and I'll bring it on air with us.
Good.
So yes. So sorry, Stephen.
No, it's fine. No. The first thing was, when we were starting to do this, I didn't know exactly how far we could push Dan. So we think, from the creative mind of Dan, but man, we should have used Twisted. So if it's okay, we should have used it for the Twisted mind. And I was thinking, we can't say that. Dan might get offended or something.
No, do it. Change it. Do it. I'm okay.
Yeah, I don't think I prepared Stephen enough for you, Dan, because he was like, when I do that first pitch to him, I'll make sure that there's no graphic and everything like that. And the first thing you said when you got back, he was like, man, why are you hiding that guy getting shot? Let's just, if we're gonna do this, let's do this.
Yeah, let's do this.
Oh, cool. And we'll show it. And there's another image there. And when we come down to it was, I'll save that story. We'll go down. We'll save that story when we cut to that part of it. Oh, but so man, that's an awesome cover.
Yeah. So let's probably just start off with a little bit of a tease if you don't already know about the story. So it's set in a dystopian future where the world is separated into the glittering paradise of the lights in the slums of the district. Dan's character, Detective Sebastian Vetro, works on the most horrific of cases between both worlds as an enforcement officer. When a horrific crime occurs, sometimes a moment can fracture, opening up glimpses into this event. This first graphic novel will follow Detective Sebastian Vetro on his crazy cyberpunk ride as he uses these fractures that he experiences to solve crimes in both the lights and the district. Will he be able to control this power or that he's obtained, or will it destroy him? So that's the pretense around the story. So yeah.
So the other thing I will definitely make a note of is we'll stop at the warning, but Dan actually, and I absolutely loved working with him because there's so much attention to detail there. So just as a little bit of a Easter egg, really, vetro is Italian for glass. So it's like the shroud. So when you do read through this graphic novel, and I'll show you the bits and pieces. There's so many seeds that we dropped. Just pay attention to everything. That's the only advice I can give you, because a lot of it will make a lot more sense on the second or third read round, or maybe when the second volume comes out. It'll all make so much more sense, but there's a lot of detail you might miss in the first run, but I really hope you just pay attention to it.
Okay, so let's go down. So it's going to be a 48-page graphic novel. So that may expand out further, but at a minimum, it'll be a 48-page graphic novel, depending on how much Dan wants to squeeze into this first volume. So
all of it.
The best thing about Kickstarters and what we were saying to Dan here was that if we're able to raise past our funding goal and that, then we have a more opportunity to add more into the book as well. So that's why it's important for us to have a really good start and get raise as much funds as we can, so that we can then produce a book worthy for all you guys. So how did you come up with this idea first, Dan? Because we spoke several years ago that you kind of had this idea kicking around. What made you come up with this idea?
Just through obviously my love of film and television, and I've got all these ideas for movies and television shows just kind of rattling around in my twisted brain. And love you too, Joanna. And I just had this idea of this future police officer who lived in a really kind of crappy, kind of dystopian world, and obviously he inherited these powers. He got these powers somehow, and he's able to sense and see things when time fractures, and he's able to kind of see what other people see in certain moments of time. And he's chasing this one bad guy or bad girl who to an overarching kind of a story. And that was just what was floating around in my head, inspirations. I love the movie Seven. I love Blade Runner. I love all those kind of dystopian kind of and noir kind of films. And so I've already written a script. I wrote a script back in, I think, 2005, 2006 or something like that. And I want to rehash that and bring that back. That's a completely different story to this, but and I also had another story of a police officer who loses a loved one, and he then goes into this kind of spiral and then comes out of the spiral and tries and gets revenge. So it's kind of an amalgamation of all of these kind of ideas, and that's kind of what I just told randomly to Shaun one day a couple of years ago, and they approached me, and that's how it's come. We've got a question Violet Bradley, I believe it is. She said, "Is Sebastian psychic?" I guess you could probably say, would you call it that? What we're saying is he's able to tap into the quantum realm, and in the quantum realm, everything exists. There's no time. There's no, this, that. It's all happening in the present now. And so when he gets a fracture of that time, he's able to see what's happening this very second. And so if you want to call that psychic, I guess, I don't know if we have a name for it yet, but that's the idea of what I have. He's able to kind of like, see everything, but it's only a fracture. It's only a shard. I had a friend text me.
That's what I like about you coming up with that quantum realm, and we all know that Stephen's a massive sci-fi geek, so he loved when you brought this up. But it doesn't necessarily overly need to be explained because we're not 100% sure what's that quantum realm is. But the one thing that we have done is set rules around it. So how he can use it, how it's when and why it happens, and that type of stuff. So
wait 1 second. There's someone at the door. I got to quickly answer it. So keep talking.
And this is what you get when you go live, guys. So what we'll do is we'll go quickly through the chat and say hello to a bunch of people. So
he's coming back, guys. He is coming back.
Yes. Ren, that sounds awesome. Thank you so much. It does look like a few people.
It was my little sister who's come home, who didn't come home last night. So,
Is she going to make an appearance?
No, she would hate to make an appearance because she's like obviously still in the same clothes. She's like, no, I don't want them to see me like that.
That's funny. So, let's jump. I'll jump back onto the Kickstarter page in a sec. Just do want to run through. We've already had 16 backers so far. So I just want to say
thank you so much
to Niskas, Big Tim Styles, Kimberly, Burnett, Manon, Twilight 100, Nathan, Samantha, Wolfen, Lindsay, Zach, Gemma, and Stephen Costello. So thank you very, very much, guys. We appreciate all the support. And yes.
You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. So let me chuck up the Kickstarter again. So we're already at $1,700 or $1,800. So
thank you, number 17.
There we go. It's always a fun thing when these things jump up and down like that. But we'll show a bit of the artwork. Stephen, you can talk through.
Definitely.
So here we go.
Just to make sure the artwork in this Kickstarter is censored so that you can see it at work. So we try to make it so that if you're at work and your boss catches you, at least it's censored. But the real artwork that you see the red bars are all gone. Absolutely. Yeah. And so
it's okay, people. You will see boobies.
Shall we? We should ask the chat. Do you just want us to scroll down to the page where Dan's naked, guys? Give us a yes. Because
it's equal opportunity nudity here, guys.
We need to tease the way down there.
Yeah.
We've got the first 8 pages up on the Kickstarter, so you guys can get a real good feel of what this book will look like, the quality of the work, and we're super excited about the quality of this. So,
and that's the example of a shard. So he's basically seeing something that's happening, or something that's happened, and that's the fracture. So you can identify the shards by the different panels. So you can see that. So that's an example of what you can see. And again, equal opportunity. So in this strip club, we have both men and women. So it's everybody's satisfied.
Enjoy, everyone.
We'll scroll down a bit more. And so this, so there's a bit of fighting going on. But one of the scenes, if we scroll down a little bit more, which is interesting, is I didn't know how far to push a lot of things. So when we did one of the more gory scenes, and it's going to come up very soon, we did it off panel. So you don't see it happening. But then where the splat is, Dan was going, no, I want to see it. I want to see the blood splatter. So we've changed. It's different. And that's why we have that warning in the front, because we have blood splatter. And so I love it.
Thank you, Ren. What's that? You'll know that question, Sean.
Yeah, so we're looking at having it completed by June or July of 2021. So the Kickstarter will run until the 26th of January next year. Then after we get the funds through Kickstarter, if we're successful in raising the $10,000 goal, we will then finish off the production, print, ship out all of the backer rewards. So if you back the Kickstarter, you will be the first people that will get this, and then it will be made available to the general public after that. So one of the things that we wanted to make sure in regards to this Kickstarter is that you guys are rewarded for backing and helping this get made, and then that will lead on to some of the rewards that we talk about as well, with Dan making himself available for one-on-one experiences, and all that type of stuff as well. So
Okay. So we're coming up to the next scene, and before we reach the next page, I just want to say, originally Dan was in boxes, so that was the next 2 pages. I just want to set the story first. And Dan came back and go, you know what? I don't sleep in boxes. Make it naked. And we were going, you have to be careful here. And Dan was like, no, that's the way it is.
Don't care.
Here we go. Oh, his hand's in the way. What are we doing there?
Oh, no. I mean, that's exactly how I sit up, too. I do the little cat, the cat thing where you put your...
So, too funny.
So obviously we're going along the lines of he's a little, he's a little messed up. He takes pills and all that sort of stuff. I know we've seen that plenty of times, but I love that anti-hero kind of a character. I mean, if you go back to the Kickstarter and you read the first 8 pages, you'll see kind of the machinations of his mental state. It's obvious. I mean, at this point that he gets these fractures or these shards, and he doesn't necessarily like it. It takes a toll on him. Of course, it would take a toll on you if you see horrific things all the time, and especially when it comes out of the blue. And so I like that. I've always liked that kind of a character. Yes, sorry, when we're successful. I've always liked that character. I've always liked the darker side of things. As I said, like my favorite movies are Seven, and one of my favorite films in the 90s was 8mm with Nicolas Cage, if you've seen that. I just love that kind of stuff. I don't know why I'm drawn to it. Maybe something's going on in that twisted mind of mine, but I just love that kind of darker stuff. And I mean, I have read things where people are drawn to that because it's like this forbidden thing that you're not really, everyone's like nice and happy, but there's this underworld that people are really drawn to because they just want to know, all these kind of, it's why people can't stop looking at a car wreck, or, you watch videos of people slipping over and falling over and hurting themselves and things like that. It's I don't know, maybe it's like human nature or something along those lines, where we are aware of the darker side of things. And so I'm attracted to that kind of stuff. And I hope I do that successfully, or when I do that successfully with the comic book, and just bring that whole kind of thing. And as I was saying before, with comics, you can do whatever the hell you want, which is a beauty of it.
Yeah, I think that's what been one of my favorite parts of the medium, is that, and we discussed this on a separate podcast about the limits to film and TV. It all depend on a budget, and comics do, or graphic novels do as well, depending on how long you're telling a story in that. But in regards to the universe and what you put in that graphic novel, there's literally no bounds. And that's kind of a really exciting part. And working with you and hearing how excited you get about creating this universe, how hands-on you've been with this project. So it's not just something that you've put your name to and kind of walked away. It's something that you're deeply involved with, that you're very passionate about, and both I think Steve and I can say that we feel very grateful to be working with you as well. So
the same to both of you. Like, there's so much that I don't know that you're able to help me with and organize and get things done, and I'm very grateful for that, and just for bringing me in on this project. And it's going to be awesome. So, and by the comments, I think everybody's super excited as well, just as excited as us. And we're grateful that you're a part of this and watching and like donating and get on board. It's going to be amazing, and really looking forward to it.
I really like this question, Dan. What is Sebastian's kryptonite or his Achilles heel?
Ooh,
I like that question. That's a really good question.
That is a very good question. I don't know. I'm not too sure if I've really fully thought about that yet, but that's why it's a great question, because now we're like, oh, okay.
You put me on the spot.
Yeah, you put me on the spot. I'm just talking, rambling right now, so I can think of something. No, I think there is a plot point that we have that we can't really discuss right now, that I would say would be his Achilles heel.
Yeah.
I think you both know what I'm talking about. Well, I hope you both know what I'm talking about. Like something from his past, let's just say, is his Achilles heel. And so we can't exactly say what it is. It's nothing green, shall we say. But there is something from his past that I would consider his Achilles heel.
Got another really good
also one motivation.
Yeah.
It's motivation and Achilles heel.
I don't know whether you're much of a gamer, but I'm playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla at the moment. So I really like this question. The fractured time, would it be like a quantum travel in time, like the Assassin's Creed thing? So I'll
feel that one. Man, we're going to spoil too much of the story if I answer that question properly. So look, as of right now, and again, it's because there is going to be a volume 2, 3, and 4, because we are planning this for at least 6 for the first story arc.
Yeah.
At least 6, but man, there is right now the fractures give you glimpses. So basically, right now the detective can see bits of other worlds and bits of other possibilities. I can't tell anymore, because if we do, we will spoil quite a lot of the story.
Yeah, at this stage, it's kind of like Bruce Willis in why am I blanking on? Yeah, Unbreakable. It's kind of like Bruce Willis in Unbreakable, like a touch or something like that, and he gets that kind of feeling vision. So at this stage, that's what we're showing. But it's a lot more complex, a lot deeper as we go on with the story and stuff like that. So that's where it is at this particular point in time. Or at least that's what we want to show you right now.
Yeah, Joanna said no spoilers.
No spoilers. We haven't given anything away.
Well, while we've been talking, we've had another 7 backers. So I just want to give a shout out to Troy, Lauren, Tatey Kate, Jennifer, Jim, Ren, Greg and Kim, and Carolyn. Thank you very, very much for your support of the project. We are already up to 24 backers, so you guys are absolutely amazing. So thank you very much for your support. So
yeah, you guys are awesome. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, and if people are wondering like who would like this type of book, on the actual Kickstarter page, we have a who we think would like Fractured Shards. So if you have ever read Judge Dredd, Transmetropolitan, Ronin, Ghost in the Shell, or Cyberpunk Dystopian Stories, this is falls into that type of reign. If you don't read comics, if you watch movies like Blade Runner, Watchmen, Minority Report, again Dredd, or other futuristic type detective action movies, this is the realm that this kind of sits in. So just to give you guys an idea, and of course it's got Dan in it, so no matter what, it's gonna be amazing. So
I'm gonna be naked, guys. I'm gonna be naked.
So I guess we'll go through some of the rewards that are on offer. So Stephen, if you could chuck the link in the comments again for people that are watching. We'll run through a couple of the rewards. So we've got some that are limited and some that are not limited. So and we'll also let you know about what we call add-ons. So what you can get on top of these rewards. So the first one is a digital copy of the graphic novel. So not only do you get the graphic novel, but you get 3 other comics included. They've been donated by some friends of mine. So that's all for $9. Now, these prices are Australian prices. So if you are in the US, you will see that price cheaper, about 25% to 30%. And also, if you're back early, this money won't come out before Christmas. It won't come out until the 26th of January when it ends. So you can pledge now, pledge early, and not have to worry about that financial coming out until the end of January there. So we've got the book and the digital version for $29. The A5 print and the comic book and the digital for $39. We have the variant for $40 with the digital pack. For $75, you get both covers of the book and the print and the digital comics. For $150, you get a A5 sketch by artist Riccardo Facchini. So he will do you an original sketch of Dan's character Sebastian, as well as you get both the graphic novels, the A5 print, as well as the PDF files. You can get drawn into the series. So this is one of Stephen's favorite rewards, where we will draw you in as either a background character, as someone that Sebastian maybe deals with, as a maybe a police officer or something that Dan has an interaction with. So for that, you get that. The actual hand-drawn sketch, both the graphic novels as well as the print and digital copies. And then these are the really cool things. Dan has provided some of his time. So we're going to do live StreamYard experiences where you will get 10 minutes one-on-one with Dan, but in a group of 10 people at a 6 people at a time. So these ones are super limited, but you also get drawn in the sketch, the graphic novels, and everything else. You have a personalized drawing. So this is something that we haven't done before, and I thought was quite a cool reward where you can get yourself drawn as a character with Dan's character Sebastian, which is amazing. And then it includes the StreamYard experience and everything that we've gone through before. And then, of course, this is the one that I'm sure everyone's going to love, the in the tub experience with Dan. So we're going to get Dan in the tub, do a live 45-minute stream with you one-on-one. You can talk about all matters, Spartacus, Fractured Shards, or whatever else may tickle your fancy. I don't know what's off limits. Dan, is there anything off limits?
I guess we'll find that out on the day.
And the other really amazing part of this is, as part of the In the Tub experience, we will be providing $200 of this reward to the Fuck Cancer Foundation, so to raise awareness around cancer. So not only is this a great reward and something completely unique that I've never seen on a Kickstarter before, but also it is for a really good cause. It not only helps us, but we can help others as well, which is fantastic. Now, the other thing that I just want to explain is all the books come unsigned. But when you do your pledge, you will ask if you want to add on anything to your pledge. And we've got 3 options. You can get the standard graphic novel signed. Dan will do that as part of his signature. These are limited to only 250. So you can get that. You can get the variant one signed, and that will be on a different book plate. Again, Dan will sign that, limited to 250. And you can get these awesome T-shirts as well. So you can add those onto any of the reward packages that we've got there. So
yes.
You've got to read the last question. I think there's a question from Winterluck07.
Okay, but like, can we be in the tub while Dan is in the tub? You can, because I will put the laptop in the tub with me. And you will technically be in the tub with me. So yes, that is correct.
Oh, that is hilarious. So, and a few people in the chat I've just seen. If you didn't realize about the add-on part, you can go back and amend your pledge. When you click up the top and say amend pledge, you just select your reward that you want again, and then the add-on part will come back underneath that. So don't stress if you've backed and you didn't see that and you want to add on Dan's signature. You can do that at any stage throughout the campaign. So that's no problem. Sorry guys, I'm just gonna have a drink of water.
You've been what's somebody Stacy, that's the 10,000 pledge level, right? What's are there add-ons like once we reach a certain level? Is that something that happens as well, or am I confused?
No, you're 100% correct. So they're what we call stretch goals. So we have a $10,000 stretch goal and a 350 backers stretch goal. But we are not going to tell you guys what that is until we get closer to both of those goals. If we hit those goals and we hit those goals early, which is why we ask everyone to pledge early, is that we can then add more and more stuff to everyone's rewards. If you're a first-time Kickstarter backer, what happens with stretch goals is you don't pay any more money. You just get extra stuff for the reward that you have already selected. So, which is really cool.
Yeah, so the more backers. Sorry. Just so the more backers, the better it is for you guys. So get it out there, spread the word, spread the link, spread the Facebook, spread the Instagram, and definitely get people excited for all this. And then it just helps you. So we're in this together, guys. We're in this together.
And that's what Kickstarter is. It really is. It's a community. So we want to make sure you guys feel involved in the project. The Kickstarter is part of that, but we'll try and do interactions like this so that you can ask questions, that you can be involved, and I always say it's always great to get ideas off other people as well. So. So Dan, with the graphic novel medium, what is something that you've learned that you didn't know previously?
The different stages that it goes through, like obviously conception, then you got to write it, and it's a very specific kind of a script. It took me a little while when Stephen sent the first draft of the first novel to me. It took me a little while to kind of get what was going on because it's written differently to a screenplay or And so there's that, and then obviously you need the inker and a tracer, and then colorist, and then distribution, and all this sort of stuff, and then all the little bits and pieces, and like it's phenomenal how much work goes into this, and it's very exciting. But I guess one of the biggest things as well is, as I mentioned before, you can do whatever the hell you want to. Like if you've got any idea and you just put it down, you could literally create this world. You could create your own world, and I just think that's a phenomenal thing. And I can I now get why this is such a monumentally huge like experience with everybody. I've mentioned before that I never really collected comics. I collected Mad Magazine and Simpsons comics back then, and also I think Sean and I did a podcast yesterday where I spoke about the first ever graphic novel I ever bought was the 1988, I think it was, Batman, Tim Burton's Batman.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton, Jack. And they did a graphic novel of that. And I remember in my school it being in the library, and I remember reading and going, oh my God, because I was obsessed with the movie, and I read that and I thought it was just phenomenal. And so I ended up going out and buying it. And so that was the very first comic that I ever had. And then from then, as I got a little bit older, I just got Mad Magazine. I subscribed to it. I just loved it. But I never was in like DC or Marvel or anything like that. But now creating it, I understand the love for it. And so it's really, really cool. And then understanding when I go to conventions how much love people have for the artist or the writer or the colorist and all that sort of stuff, and voices, and it's phenomenal. It really, really is good.
The chat is really wanting me to ask the important questions, and I think they're appreciating the ones that I'm asking. So they want to know if they get the highest pledge, will there be bubbles or no bubbles in the bathtub?
Dealer's. I was going to say dealer's choice. Does that mean that's my choice, or does it mean the other choice?
I think it's going to be your choice. We know what they
want. I mean, you guys want a bit of the tease. You don't want the whole meat and potatoes thing straight away. You want a bit of the tease. You can bubble. And I can kind of like go, and then over the 45 minutes, the bubbles just slowly get smaller because of what happens in the car. So it's like, so it makes it worth the whole 45. The whole time you're going, yep. Oh, that's very interesting, Dan. But the whole time you're just looking down, as you watch the bubbles slowly, dissipate. So yeah.
Oh, there's one question from Valerie. If you can pop that one up, I'll answer that question about Canada.
Yes. Yep.
So look, the one reason we asked you to put it onto back on crowdfunding now is it will go through distribution. But what tends to happen with distribution is it's a really long lead time. I don't know if you know, but even to get a book accepted into proper distribution takes about 4 months. So when this is all done, you've got another 4 months wait. And unfortunately, we're in Australia, which means another longer wait. So look, it will definitely be coming out fully everywhere in the world after a period of time. But this is your chance. And look, this is your chance to get it signed. And this is also your chance to get a lot of exclusives, because when it goes to comic shops down the track, there will be no A5 prints. You won't get a chance to get drawn in. So please do take advantage of the Kickstarter right now. That's probably what I can say. But eventually, yes, but we don't know the time frame for that.
No problem.
Yeah.
I would just want to give a shout out to Stacey and the Creative Fund, who have also backed the project. So thank you very much, guys. As we said, we always appreciate the support from everyone, no matter how big or small the pledge is. So we really do appreciate that. So
what we got next?
Earlier, you were talking about how exciting it has been to create this unique world. Have you all considered expanding that world into other avenues? For example, board games or role-playing games like D&D?
Well, like, why the hell not? Like, I mean, there's no cap on what you want to do. I mean, obviously, right now it's getting the comic done, getting it out, getting a couple of them done, so we can create a nice, solid base and cohesive story and something that you're interested in. And then, yeah, absolutely, I see vision, making it into a television series or making it into a film. Board games, role playing games, all that sort of stuff. And there's no limit. Like, yeah, like as time kicks on, why the hell not? Why the hell not kind of go in that avenue and stuff like that? So yeah.
And we might be extremely lucky that someone might know what's his name? A Liam McIntyre that does card games.
Board
so
games. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Might be able to work out something with that. So
definitely.
Whoops, wrong.
Do
you think you will be bringing this graphic novel to Comic Cons once we can have cons again? That's a good one, Dan.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't we?
Yeah,
yeah. Like once we've got it all up and running and we've got copies and things like that. Yeah, totally. I'd love to. I mean, that's more your world, Sean, and how that all operates. But I don't see why not.
Well, I guess if
you do, Sean. Yeah, you do it all over the world.
So I do about 20 shows a year in Australia and New Zealand, and I predominantly do shows in Texas in the US. But if Dan is doing any shows himself, once everything starts up, well then we'll make sure that he has them on hand. But I'm sure if anyone gets it and they get it now and don't have it signed, that Dan would be more than happy to sign it at conventions as well. So
yes.
It's just a little bit hard at the moment to know when that's going to happen, and I think that's the best thing about having this Kickstarter is that you can be involved now, get it now, and you don't have to kind of wait until the world goes back to normal. So
I know.
There's another question by Joanne. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Can you tell us about the other characters in the comics?
Stephen.
Look, happy to feel this one. There's
I mean, there's so many characters. There's so many characters. Yeah.
And so, look, the main thing would be and what we make sure we do is no character is a throwaway character. So that's why I said right in the beginning of the stream, make sure you pay attention. Like, for example, the person who owns the initial strip club, her name is Linda. She doesn't have much of a bigger exposure beyond in there. But guess what? We have plans for Linda in number 2 and 3. And what's also a lot of fun is we have Dan's dad. Dad as a character. We meet all of the family. So a lot of the story also links up to a lot of familial bonds. So in terms of this, Dan has nieces, nephews also in the story, and it all links up. So man, every character is important, and every character does come back at a certain stage. So if you guys have watched, and it's finished and it broke my heart, Supernatural has finished, But what Supernatural did, which I really loved, was it from an episode 2 seasons ago, it'll call back a character from there. And that's what we're going to do with. So we have actually plotted out all these different character arcs. Sebastian has a sister. Who else? You get to meet the police chief. And man, it's just really exciting, man. The whole point is I don't want to spoil it, because when you actually get around to reading it, you'll see all these different characters and all different personalities as well. That's the best part about it. Do you have any favorites besides your own character that we've developed? Or
that's just me. There's a couple of other characters. Sorry?
I was going to say, what's your favorite thing about Sebastian? So,
that I get to play like a cop. That I get to be like this grizzled kind of detective. I love that. That's always kind of what I've wanted to play. And so now I can do it in cartoon world. And I think there's a lot of other characters that I really, really like. And I really like them because they all have this potential to be amazingly deep characters as the novels go on. And so obviously I can't really say too much about them. But there's there's a female character that he comes in contact with throughout the first graphic novel. There's so much. There's so much stuff rattling around in our brains that I definitely think you're going to love. And at first, it may seem like they're just there, but then as the episodes go on, you'll see a lot more kind of coming into it, and you'll start to fall in love with them. That's my opinion.
Yeah, and I was going to say the thing that I've been really impressed with the way both Stephen and you have developed this book is it feels very much like that episode format, so that there is a story. You can read the one volume, and it is a story from start to finish. But also that there is that overarching story that goes across multiple volumes that involves multiple characters and has a much big universe feel about it. And I feel like that comes from your TV and movie experience, where it's very hinted at certain things, but there's a larger story at play. So was that something you did intentionally, or is that something that is just kind of inherent in you because of your experience?
I think it was just inherent with just my history and my upbringing within this within the film and television world, because obviously I tried to impress that on when Stephen was writing it, and you guys had to keep saying, we can't put all that in right now. We can't put it. There's going to be no room to see any of the characters because you're going to have a speech bubble just jammed all over the panels. So that's one of the things that I obviously had to adapt. But there are tiny little things that I was able to kind of bring into it that you're like, oh yeah, that's really cool, and do this and do this. And so I think it's been a nice mishmash of both worlds. I'm coming from this direction, you're coming from this direction, and we're able to create this kind of cool collage of a story.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I have to say I've been, I've worked with several different creators on different series, but I was very impressed with how quickly you picked up on certain little things in the way the graphic novels are developed. So, in regards to a waking up scene, you can't just go, oh, the person is awake. You actually need to show the person's eyes opening. You then need to show another panel of them, or their eyes closed, their eyes open, and then them slowly getting up. So I was quite impressed at certain points that you were able to pick up on those and go, hang on, that doesn't really make sense. You need to show X, Y, Z. And I was like, that's right. That's what my job is. What?
Well, I mean, as well for me, I was being a reader, and if I'm kind of going, that didn't make sense. Why didn't that make sense? That kind of felt, and I think I do it quite quickly. I'll go over the panels really quickly and kind of ascertain just the very surface level story. And if the surface level story makes sense, then I can go back again and go, okay, that's okay. Well, let's put that in the background, or let's add this. Let's change this little bit of dialogue here, and let's do this. And I think that's a good thing. Once again, going from before, where I approach it from a different perspective, you approach it from another perspective, and I think that's what's going to make this really, really cool. A really, really cool film-ic or television-ic kind of graphic novel.
That's
so
cool.
We're going in reverse. We're not putting it to TV. It's like TV coming to graphic novels.
I like that. I like that. So I think we've kind of answered this, but will Sebastian have any sidekicks or partners in the series? The answer to that is yes.
Yes.
And we're extremely excited about one of the characters that will come up in volume 2. She's got a little bit of a part in volume 1. So again, as Stephen says, just take note of the characters that you see, because you'll see them come back in a bigger role. So I like this one. As a huge fan of Aggron, I would love to see the same fury and rage from Sebastian, gun instead of a sword.
Go to the Kickstarter page and watch the first 8. Read the first 8 pages. You'll see it right there.
Yeah, and that's unfortunately not the shield I've got. That's the one that I wanted, but that's not the shield that I've got. So Maru just says hi.
Hello, Maru.
Could you see Fractured Shards becoming that live-action TV show or film in future?
Absolutely, and it's definitely going to happen. I don't know when, where, but it's definitely going to happen.
Yeah, and I think having that, putting that out in the universe, knowing that we're all, very intent on that being the case, I think is something that will put us in good stead as well. I know
it also helps you with the story too.
Yeah.
If you're thinking kind of television-wise, then you go, okay, let's do this and then add this and have this story. And then obviously when it gets to that particular medium, it'll be maybe even flushed out even more because you've got like a whole hour to do and all that sort of stuff. But definitely. I definitely think. And it's like, I wouldn't say that this was absolutely my intention, but, like going in the back door to getting a TV series made. Create the intellectual property first, create the fan base first, all that sort of stuff. And then people will be like, oh, we have to make this.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Especially a lot of graphic. There's a whole heap of graphic novel adaptations. Extraction was a graphic novel adaptation. Really? The latest Hemsworth movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else was there? Old Guard, Umbrella Academy, you name it. They're all... Look, I think the main thing is if you can tell a good story, you can pitch a good story. That's what it comes down to it.
Yeah.
And I think this, and I absolutely love Fractured Shards. It is a really, really good story.
Yeah, I think this is the most excited I've kind of been about a project for a while. Like I've done a bit this year, but it's really nice to end the year off on this great story. But I know the answer to this one, but I know that this is something that you're extremely passionate about, Dan. Any diverse characters, race, sexuality in the series?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a dystopian cyberpunk future. You can do anything you want. So yeah, it's gonna be plenty. Absolutely.
Yeah, but this was something that you kind of highlighted. I feel, being someone that's from the comic realm, we kind of fall into the trap of drawing women unrealistically, and two because there's a lot of majority straight men in the industry that we tend to draw a lot of women rather than men. So I did find it quite interesting that was one thing that you did point out throughout the creation of this series. You're like, okay, can you please make sure that there's different body shapes, that there's a fair representation of women and men, and also that we don't have all of the characters just being white dudes and stuff like that. So yeah. I felt that you were like, I want to make sure that this is a universe where we clearly show that it's a universe. It's not just based in a white class area type of thing. So I thought that was really cool to have someone in there kind of pull us up on some things that we might not necessarily deliberately do, but be really aware of that inclusiveness and diversiveness within the book. So.
Yeah, and I wanted to kind of approach it as well from like how they did it in Spartacus with my character, for example, is I was just there. I was a part of the world, and nobody, like, they didn't have to kind of go, hey, arrow, 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 or anything like that. Excuse me. And it's just going to be part of the world. It is what it is. That's the world. And so that's that's definitely one thing that I want to have in there. And, we'll be finding places and stuff like that for everything like that. So, yeah.
Having your role as Agron, is that something that has made you more aware about diversity and everything like that, having played that character? Is that...
Yeah, I mean, it's like when I played the character, for me, I was just doing a job at that particular time. But also as well, I was 27 when I first started that character. I didn't know anything. And but seeing the reaction and the love that people had and the gratefulness that people had, you kind of go, whoa, you actually do have an influence on like the entertainment world and influence on people's lives and things like that. So yeah, you do definitely become more aware of it. Definitely playing Agron did that. But it was actually Agron did, but the reactions to it was what actually solidified everything. And the real people actually solidified it and educated and made me more curious and things like that to explore. And
Well, my wife's a HR manager, so I've been fully engrossed in that world in regards to diversity and all of that. She works for, I won't mention her company, but she works for a really good company that is actually quite at the forefront of making sure that they represent a lot of those communities and that. So this one's for you, Stephen. I know you've answered it for a little bit, but should we look out for any Easter eggs or even maybe some references to Spartacus, perhaps?
100%. And the thing is, I've always tried to do this, and we're definitely going to do it for this graphic novel, because when this graphic novel becomes a set schedule, Volume 1, Volume 2, we're going to open up a letter section. I've been begging to do this for nearly everything I've created. So at a certain point, we're going to open up an email up to, once the Volume 1 is out, where you can write in and you can try to pick stuff, and your letter maybe gets selected to be printed in Volume 2. I've been bugging Shaun to do this for years, and I want to make it happen for Volume 2. So definitely look out for the Easter eggs, and if you see them, wait a little bit and then call them out.
Awesome. I'll throw this one to you, Dan. I don't know how much you want to say about this, but could we know a little bit more about the little girl who's screaming at the end of the trailer? So I love that a little addition. It tweaked me when you did that. So yeah.
Let's see. It's somebody in Sebastian's life who has a big influence over him, shall we say. Can't give away too much, but there's definitely some importance to that character. Definitely. Big influence. I don't know if that's probably like the that's like H63's like, that was shit. That sucks. I didn't know anything.
We've got another one here.
And that was my sister, by the way, doing that voice.
Yeah, that was impressive. I don't know whether you altered the voice or not, but
we did. So my little sister did. She's 24. She did the little girl in it, and also the voice at the end. And my brother was just able to manipulate it to make it sound like a 6-year-old girl. Manipulated my voice so I sounded like some kind of character. Like, my name is Sebastian Vitro. And he was able to manipulate all that sort of stuff. And he's so good at that. I was so impressed at how he was able to do that. So, yeah.
Yeah. Could we see a human bot character like a leader or something? Do you want to answer that one, Stephen? You're the one that's added
definitely
a few things in.
Yeah, look, there is cybernetics coming in, and look, but what we try to do with a lot of technology in this, we try to make it really real world technology. So it's the near future type thing where it's possible, and yeah, look, definitely, just keep reading. It won't be in volume 1, but we have it planned out for future volumes.
This is a good one and hasn't been asked. What made you settle on the cyberpunk setting?
I think we had a choice, didn't we? It was like, do we want noir? Like, was it like 1940s kind of was that what it was, Stephen, that you sent us?
Diesel punk, yeah. So
Diesel punk, yeah.
Diesel punk, where if the world is powered by diesel, and then it's all the 1940s World War II type setting. Yep.
But for me, I'd never done anything in cyberpunk, so I wanted to do cyberpunk. So that was my whole reason. I've done historical. I've kind of done a bit of sci-fi, and I've done semi-realistic. So I was like, man, I wanted to go somewhere totally out there, and I thought cyberpunk would be kind of cool. So
yeah, I agree. I just like the look of it. And it did kind of remind me of, like Blade Runner and stuff like that. So that was the direction that I think attracted me to cyberpunk. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we've had a couple more backers on the Kickstarter, so I just want to give them a shout out. We've had Claire, thank you very much, Meg, Diane, and Michael. So thank you very much, guys. We are currently sitting at $4,221. So
wow, thank you, everyone.
Halfway to our goal. So thank you so much to everyone that has backed so far. We've got 30 backers. We really appreciate your support. We'll go for probably another 15 minutes. So if you guys have any more questions, please throw them in the chat, and we'll try and get to as many as possible. So Dan, I'm going to put you on the spot because you put me on the spot in the podcast yesterday, and I told Stephen about this. You said that you've got other ideas that you were going to talk to us about to do graphic novels. Please,
no, I'm not saying anything. This is for time. I mean, I've got a lot of ideas, but there's a big one that I want to. I forgot to pitch it to you afterwards, but there's a big one that I think would be pretty damn good. So I'll pitch that to you afterwards. But I've got so many things rattling around in this little brain of mine, it'll come out when it comes out.
No problem. I said to Stephen. Stephen's like, "Oh, so did he tell you?" I'm like, "No, he didn't even tell me."
No, I forgot.
And then he didn't even tell me. He was like, "See, I'll catch you tomorrow."
I forgot.
This is a good one. Is it set in Australia? If yes, will there be weird science like making animals even scarier than they already are?
I think it's just set kind of anywhere, really. There's no real place that it's set except the lights and the district. We could add in a few giant spiders or something like that somewhere. Who knows? But as we go further into it, there's little things that we have planned that could definitely introduce just weird, crazy shit. So yeah.
Yeah, and I like the idea of us not pinning ourselves to a certain geographical location for the time being. We can kind of start the story. We've got the lights in the district, and then we can kind of, as the story expands, whether that's we go, okay, well then that is in the broken, rundown, burnt out Australia, or whether that's in the middle of the United States, or set on the North Pole at Santa's old workshop or something. So we can make a decision there. So this is good one. Do you feel, Dan? Do you feel identified with Sebastian in your own life or character?
Well, I do have visions. No. I mean, probably the biggest thing for me with it is I've always wanted to play a character like this. So I am putting my, like, you know how they say, write your own script that you want to act in. This is what I want to act in. So I'm putting all of my, like, I want this. This is how I want my character to be. This is how cool this is. This is how bad he is here. I want this story to happen, this story. So that would be what I identify in this character. It's what I want. It's what I want to do. And you can do it, which is amazing. And I'm very grateful for it.
That's cool. I'll answer this one. Yes, I am working on a Sebastian Lego figure, and that may be a stretch goal if we can get to our target. So we will talk more about that down the track. But that was something that I'd done for my last Kickstarter campaign. It was super popular. So
I'd love to get one of those little what's the little characters, the big kind of
Funko Pop.
Funko Pop. Yeah, I want to get a Funko Pop.
Hell yeah. I would that would be awesome, a Funko Pop. So Violet's got an awesome question. I don't know if you want to answer this one, Stephen. Does Sebastian have nemesis?
Yes, he does, and you will find out who he or she is as you read the story. We're not going to spoil anything.
No.
When the final reveal comes, I think you guys will be in for a really good shock.
Yeah. I think Ren's got a good question there. Is there going to be one big bad villain, or is it going to be a bunch of bad guys to take down? Combination,
yeah. I think that's what's great, as we touched on before, about having that episode feel, is that you've got the bad guy in that episode or volume or case, whatever we're going to call it, but then there is that overarching bad guys or bad guy type of thing, so which is really cool.
Yes.
We've got a good one. Mexico loves you.
And we love Mexico.
Yeah, that's actually one place I haven't been. I would really love to get down to Mexico.
I mean, I live in Los Angeles, and it's literally like 3 hours away from me, and I still haven't.
Yeah, I was going to say I've been to San Diego the last. Well, I didn't get there this year, but the 2 years previously, and I've gone down to the mall that's right on the Mexican border, but I never have gone across. So, Alan, if you can pop in the chat any cool comic conventions that we should do down there, maybe we can swing something and have a bit of a holiday and venture to Mexico as well. So, especially if Dan's back in LA,
it's not shut down.
Yeah, and it's not shut down. That's it. Did you always know you wanted to be the main character, or did that come up later into you thinking about the story?
It was the only thing I wanted to do with it. I wanted to be the main character. That's why I did it.
That was the first thing Stephen asked me. It's like, does he want to be in the graphic? I'm like, man, the main character is going to be him. Like,
yeah. I was already taking photos for you guys. So I go, here, this is what I want to look like.
Yeah. Which is very cool. I've got one last question. Dan, we all know how fun you are. Can dystopian cyberpunk dark sides deal with some fun scenes or speeches? Well, there we go.
Yeah, absolutely. If it blends in with the story, I absolutely want to add in some stupid stuff. I might get Aussie Man to pop in somewhere. I don't know how.
And if you haven't seen his latest video on Instagram, guys, you have to go check that out. I was in tears watching that type of thing. I was showing my mum, but I didn't tell her how the video ended, and she almost fainted when she saw that. It was hilarious. But what I'll do is I'll give a shout out to one more backer, Valerie. Thank you very much for backing. Thank you very much, guys, for your time. We really appreciate you coming on and spending the last hour and 15 minutes with us. we really appreciate all your support. The Kickstarter will be up, as we said, until the 26th of January, and we've got some really cool things planned between now and then to keep you guys involved with the project. If you're able to share this around, tell friends, family, people that you think may be interested, we would appreciate even just the shares and support that way as well. So thank you, Dan, for your time and all those awesome experiences that you're also going to provide people. Stephen, thank you very much for being involved in the project and making yourself available on the weekend as well. So thank you very much.
No problem at all.
Well, now you're locked down, Stephen, so you didn't have a choice.
Exactly. I'm stuck at home. So.
72 hours. Now you know what it's going to feel like. Anything before we leave, Dan, to everyone, or?
No, I think you hit the nail on the head. I'm very grateful for everybody for turning up and watching us do the official launch. To everybody who's backed already, thank you so much. I know it's a very hard time right now, but it's greatly appreciated. As everybody mentioned before, the more we can get to the sooner we can get to our goal, the more items we can add on and stretch items and things like that. If you can share this, if you can talk about it, if that would mean the world to us. The more it gets out there, the better it is for us. And we really think that you are going to thoroughly enjoy this. We're thoroughly enjoying it, and it's going to be amazing. And you all are a part of it from the very beginning. So thank you very much.
And before we shoot off, we've just had another backer, so I want to give a shout out to Janelle. Thank you very, very much. So
thank you, Janelle.
That's it, guys. Thank you very much, and we will speak to you all soon.
See ya.